Hey Borough Bros, I hope you're having a great day today. It is me, your Murfreesboro Tennessee real estate Sherpa. And today we are going to talk about the 4 main types of cash offers that folks make on homes. And if you stick with me to the end, I'm going to give you some tips for how to maximize your return if you do decide to consider a cash offer on your house. So let's go ahead and get started. So these days, there are lots of folks who are knocking on doors, calling, sending you cards and letters and postcards and saying, hey, we want to pay cash for your house. And it might be tough to navigate through that and figure out who's legit, who's not, who's trying to steal your house from you, who's trying to get themselves a great deal and get you a bad deal, and are any of them looking out for you? So let's go through the 4 main types of cash buyers who make offers on homes. The first one, they're home buyers. And these are kind of like, if you're a literature fan and you've read Moby Dick, those are the white whale of home buyers. When you put your house on the market, you list it for sale, and a homeowner who's going to buy the house and live in it wants to bring a cash offer, that's how they find you. Typically, people who are homeowners and are going to buy a house to live in, typically they are not sending cards and letters and emails, and they're not working with the folks who do. They're working with normal agents. They're looking for houses that are for sale on the market. And the great news about these types of cash buyers is they are the ones most likely to give you the closest to market value for your house. So what that means is when you put your house for sale on the market, if one of these cash buyers finds it and decides they want to make an offer, they're going to be in competition with other buyers. They're going to be more inclined to give you close to market value. And if they're competing with other buyers and you're lucky enough to have a situation where you have multiple offers on your house and multiple people competing, these types of buyers may give you more than the current market value on your house. And the great thing about a cash buyer is typically there's no appraisal, there's no bank to approve a loan, so they're able to come in, make the purchase, move in. So the first kind is the home buyer, and they are the white whale of cash buyers. It is almost impossible to find them unless you put your house for sale on the market. The second kind of cash buyer, these are investors, landlord investors, people who are going to buy and hold the property. So these are folks that typically they own 1 or more rental properties. Your house that you're selling is a good option for them to add to their rental portfolio, and they're going to make an offer to buy that house, and they're going to put renters in the house. They are easier to find than the homeowner cash buyers. They are going to look for a bit of a discount on your house. They are going to take into account what they need to do to get the house ready to rent. They're going to look at the fact that they're paying cash for the house, and they're going to use that as a reason why they should get a discounted price on the house. And you're going to get a better return from them if you're selling a house that's move-in ready. Of course, part of the reason a lot of folks want to do a cash purchase for their house is because they want to sell it as is without having a lot of work done. So if you're able to find one of these landlords who is buying a house to add to their rental portfolio, you are going to probably get a decent price for the house if you negotiate well. Of course, there's lots of them who have cash and they're looking for a bargain basement deal. But landlords are your second best opportunity to get the most money possible out of your house in most cases. The third type of cash buyer that's out there are flippers. These are people who are looking to buy a house, put a little bit of money into it, then turn around and sell it for a profit. They are going to be making you an offer that is significantly below what the market value would be if the house was in good shape or was fully repaired. If you're dealing with a flipper and your house is move-in ready, they're going to be making you an offer that's less than market value. And here's why. Flippers, they buy the property to make a profit on it. This is how they earn money. So they're going to make you an offer that not only is low enough where they can get all the repairs and renovations done that they want to do, but also where there is a profit there. So if a flipper is looking to make $30,000 profit and there's $50,000 in repairs that need to be done in their estimation, they're coming in at about $80,000 or $90,000 below what market value would be for your house. So if you know going into it that that's the flipper, in some cases a flipper makes perfect sense because either the house is outdated, the house needs a lot of work, or there's things to be done and the seller is not in a position to get those things done, and they don't have the cash to put in the money to make the repairs, and getting out of the house at a good price where someone else can take on all those things and the risk that's involved with holding a house while you're doing the work. Sometimes that makes sense, but just know if you're dealing with a flipper, you are likely getting an offer that is significantly less than what you could get if you repaired it yourself and put it on the market. And now it's time for a completely unrelated fact that may only interest me. Did you know that wombat poop is cube-shaped? They stack it up to mark their territory. As you were. All right, so the fourth main type of cash buyer, these are what we call iBuyers. These are institutional buyers. They are individuals or companies that they buy houses for whatever reason, to hold, to flip, but it's a larger buyer. Typically the buyer is not someone who is going to see the house for themselves. They have some sort of agent, whether it's a real estate agent or a person on the ground who checks out the house for them, and they're going to make an offer, and that offer will usually have some strings attached to it that need to be taken care of before you can close on the sale of that property. So iBuyers, picture hedge funds and large firms who buy rental property in areas. Murfreesboro and Nashville and Middle Tennessee right now are a huge target of these types of iBuyers because people know that Middle Tennessee has a quickly appreciating real estate market, and they're looking to buy and hold property for a period of time because they know they're going to make money as property appreciates in Middle Tennessee. So they'll buy it and then they'll go ahead and rent it for a few years, and then they'll reassess and either keep it or sell it to some other investor who would then hold it as rental property. So some things with iBuyers. Sometimes these types of buyers, they are going to have, like I said, some strings attached to their purchase. What does that mean? That means that they're going to have a home inspection where they're basically tying up your house for an opportunity to go check it out, because a little secret with iBuyers is there are iBuyers out there who have agents who sit and make offers for their houses, and they never go look at the house in person until they have it under contract. And then they will have language in their contract that says, hey, we're doing a home inspection. The home inspection is being done by our contractor, who is then going to determine if we want to move forward with this deal. And because they haven't seen the house in some cases, that home inspection, they've basically tied up the house so they can do that home inspection. Then they either decide, hey, we're going to move forward, hey, we're going to walk away, or you know what, we're offering too much for this house based on the condition that it's in. That means that we're going to try and renegotiate as part of the repair proposal. So those are the four main types of cash buyers that are out there. You've got your homeowners, the white whale of cash buyers. You've got your landlords who are looking to buy and hold. You've got your flippers who are looking to buy and turn the house over and make a profit. Then you've got your iBuyers, which are larger organizations that are going to buy and hold, and they're going to be a little more rigid in the way that they deal with you. So I promised you that at the end, I would share some tips to help you be more successful if you decide to do a cash sale of your home. All right, so tip number one, I want you to beware of valuation models that buyers use to try to get you to accept their cash offer. Let's talk about these things. So there are automated valuation models. Think of a Zillow's estimate or what's called an AVM, an automated valuation model. These are computer algorithms that look at comps in the area and come up with a value of the property. These are accurate some of the time and inaccurate other times. And if you want to gamble with your house, then go ahead and just accept one without checking it out. Another thing, let's talk about appraisals. Normally folks say, hey, I want to know what my house is worth, let's get an appraisal. Well, keep in mind that an appraisal is one person's opinion of what your house is worth. In most cases, an appraiser, when they're doing a valuation of a house, they're going to get a copy of the contract so they know what the purchase price is or what the refinance price is. And that appraiser, their main job there is to see if that purchase price or refinance price can be justified by the comps that are out there. They are not necessarily trying to figure out what is the highest amount that house should sell for. So beware of valuation models and using those as a way to value your house. What you want to do, if someone is telling you, hey, this is what I think the house is worth, you want to look at the comparable sales for yourself. Look at comps that have recently sold. That will show you what a house might appraise for. And look at other houses like yours that are currently for sale. Those will give you an idea of what the competition is doing. And you can look at the pros and cons of that house versus the pros and cons of your house, and then kind of figure out, if you were to go on the market against those properties, where should you be priced in comparison to them? So that's tip number one, beware of the valuation models. Tip number two, watch out for the clauses that tie up your property. Watch out for things like, we're going to have a home inspection, but we have the right to renegotiate price as part of that home inspection. There are some buyers who are going to have a contract that is very favorable to them, that gives them all sorts of ways to get out of your transaction without you having the same ability to get out of the transaction so easily. Watch out for clauses in a contract that say this person is a wholesaler who is going to then assign your contract to somebody else. If you know going in that they are making you an offer, but they're trying to sell off that contract to another buyer, then that's fine. But watch out for people who are trying to do that on the sly, where they tie up a house and then look for another buyer, and they look to make a few $1,000s off of selling their interest in your house to somebody else. That can lead to you not ever getting your house closed. The next tip is, if they're buying the house as is, ask for a large non-refundable deposit. So what this is going to do, number one, it's going to scare out the people who aren't really able to close on your house. They're buying it to try and assign the contract to somebody else. Number two, it's going to help identify people who aren't serious. They're looking to tie up your house, do some other things, and then maybe close, maybe not close. And if they have a small amount of earnest money, they know they can walk away without a big loss. So if someone is making you a cash offer that they're buying the property as is, tell them, look, if you give me a large amount of earnest money that is non-refundable, if you walk away from this deal, then let's go. That's going to give you a little more protection. The next tip, if you have a buyer for your house who's looking to pay cash, especially if it's an iBuyer, you want to make sure before you move forward that the decision maker on this purchase has seen your house in person. If they have not seen your house in person, then that's a good sign that there might be clauses in that contract that are going to tie up your house, so the decision maker can then make their decision at their leisure with your house tied up, where they don't have to worry about you selling to somebody else while they're figuring things out. So if you go into that situation and the decision maker has looked at it and they're buying it as is, there is a much better chance that they're going to close on that property without trying to renegotiate the contract at a later date. And the last tip, make sure you go into the sale process with your eyes wide open and realistic about what can happen. People buying your house with cash, they are looking to get a deal on your house. As we saw going through the different types of cash buyers, there's various levels of deals that people are looking to get, and some are looking to get tens or hundreds of $1,000s discount on your house. Others are looking to just beat out other buyers to get your house. So know what which type of cash buyer you're dealing with, and know accordingly how much of a deal they are expecting to get, and be realistic about what type of deal they should get. If you're working with a flipper and you know they're a flipper, you have to know they need to make a profit in order for the sale to work. So be prepared to work a deal where they can make a profit, or that deal that won't work out for anybody. Thanks so much for joining us for today's video, and become a Burrow Bro by subscribing to our YouTube channel. And don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss any of the awesome real estate content that we put out there. Finally, if you are thinking of making a move to, from, or within Murfreesboro or anywhere in Middle Tennessee, we would love to help you. Send us a text or give us a call on our real estate hotline, or shoot us an email, and we will jump right on it and get you moving towards your real estate goals. And I don't care if you're making a move in 1 month, 2 months, 6 months, a year, 2 years, we are here to help. Our goal is to be your real estate resource. And our mission is to help people just like you to achieve their real estate goals. And no matter what those goals look like, we promise we will do everything in our power to make your ascent up the mountain towards your real estate goals as easy and pain-free as possible.